Section 9 of Notes on Nursing by Florence Nightingale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Section 9. Light. It is the unqualified result of all my experience with the sick that second only to their need of fresh air is their need of light. That, after a close room, what hurts them most is a dark room. And that it is not only light, but direct sunlight they want. I had rather have the power of carrying my patient about after the sun, according to the aspect of the rooms, if circumstances permit, than let him linger in a room when the sun is off. People think the effect is upon the spirits only. This is by no means the case. The sun is not only a painter, but a sculptor. You admit that he does the photograph. Without going into any scientific exposition, we must admit that light has quite as real and tangible effects upon the human body. But this is not all. Who has not observed the purifying effect of light, and especially of direct sunlight, upon the air of a room? Here is an observation within everybody's experience. Go into a room where the shutters are always shut. In a sick room or a bedroom, there should never be shutters shut. And though the room be uninhabited, though the air has never been polluted by the breathing of human beings, you will observe a close, musty smell of corrupt air, of air, that is, unpurified by the effect of the sun's rays. The mustiness of dark rooms and corners, indeed, is proverbial. The cheerfulness of a room, the usefulness of light in treating disease, is all important. A very high authority in hospital construction has said that people do not enough consider the difference between wards and dormitories in planning their buildings. But I go farther and say that healthy people never remember the difference between bedrooms and sick rooms in making arrangements for the sick. To a sleeper in health, it does not signify what the view is from his bed. He ought never to be in it, excepting when asleep and at night. Aspect does not very much signify either, provided the sun reach his bedroom at some time in every day to purify the air, because he ought never to be in his bedroom except during the hours when there is no sun. But the case is exactly reversed with the sick, even should they be as many hours out of their beds as you are in yours, which probably they are not. Therefore, that they should be able, without raising themselves or turning in bed, to see out of window from their beds, to see sky and sunlight at least, if you can show them nothing else, I assert to be, if not of the very first importance for recovery, at least something very near it. And you should therefore look to the position of the beds of your sick, one of the very first things. If they can see out of 2 windows instead of 1, so much the better. Again, the morning sun and the midday sun, the hours when they are quite certain not to be up, are of more importance to them, if a choice must be made, than the afternoon sun. Perhaps you can take them out of bed in the afternoon and set them by the window where they can see the sun. But the best rule is, if possible, to give them direct sunlight from the moment he rises till the moment he sets. Another great difference between the bedroom and the sick room is that the sleeper has a very large balance of fresh air to begin with when he begins the night, if his room has been open all day as it ought to be. The sick man has not, because all day he has been breathing the air in the same room and dirtying it by the emanations from himself. Far more care is therefore necessary to keep up a constant change of air in the sick room. It is hardly necessary to add that there are acute cases, particularly a few ophthalmic cases and diseases where the eye is morbidly sensitive, where a subdued light is necessary. But a dark north room is inadmissible even for these. You can always moderate the light by blinds and curtains. Heavy, thick, dark window or bed curtains should, however, hardly ever be used for any kind of sick in this country. A light white curtain at the head of the bed is, in general, all that is necessary, and a green blind to the window to be drawn down only when necessary. one of the greatest observers of human things, not physiological, says in another language, "Where there is sun, there is thought." All physiology goes to confirm this. Where is the shady side of deep valleys, there is cretinism. Where are cellars and the unsunned sides of narrow streets, there is the degeneracy and weakliness of the human race, mind and body equally degenerating. Put the pale, withering plant and human being into the sun, and, if not too far gone, each will recover health and spirit. It is a curious thing to observe how almost all patients lie with their faces turned towards the light, exactly as plants always make their way towards the light. A patient will even complain that it gives him pain, lying on that side. Then why do you lie on that side? He does not know, but we do. It is because it is the side towards the window. A fashionable physician has recently published in a government report that he always turns his patients' faces from the light. Yes, but nature is stronger than fashionable physicians, and depend upon it, she turns the faces back and towards such light as she can get. Walk through the wards of a hospital, remember the bedsides of private patients you have seen, and count how many sick you ever saw lying with their faces towards the wall. End of section 9.